Hello everybody, welcome back to this dumbbell switch class. Today's focus is going to be skill developing our overhead press. So if you're somebody who is unconfident with pressing overhead, these exercises are designed to hit your shoulders in lots of different positions so that you can build the skill and the confidence to press much heavier things overhead. So for this, as always with skill development, it is about light to moderate dumbbells. Of course, you'd be able to build this up over time, but if this is the first time that you're trying these, stick as light as possible, and then you can always go a bit heavier next time you try it. Have got the AC running today because it's really warm outside. I'm really sorry if that interferes with the sound quality of me speaking, but it's either that or I melt. So I've chosen not melting. So we've grabbed your dumbbells. So we have got three exercises per round, and we've got 3 rounds altogether. Of course, you're welcome to repeat this video as many times as you'd like. You could do these exercises before you went into a heavier set of overhead press or a heavier upper body workout. Although warm-ups don't really exist, you could use this as a way to get yourself ready and to prime yourself ready for those heavier movements. So with that said, we will get started. So our first movement is just going to be a really simple pressing overhead, and we're going for that neutral grip. So my palms are facing inwards, and I'm going to make sure that I stack my wrists nicely on top of each other so that my knuckles are facing up, and I'm just going to extend my arms overhead and bring them back down to just level with my neck, but I'm not going to rest them on my shoulders. I'm going to keep that tension there, and elbows are going to be nice and tucked under just for now, and then I'm going to bring them down with control, not letting them fall, and we're going to go for about 10. No particular reason, 10 just seems like a nice number today. So taking them straight up. Last 2. And then we're going to add in a variable for pressing straight ahead. So on this next round, we're going to introduce a squat. Now, it doesn't have to be anything spectacular. We're just, as long as we're moving down, it doesn't have to be your deepest, best squat. Just get down a bit, and as you go down, you're going to press, and then you're going to bring it back up. So nice and fluid. So I'm not waiting until I'm down in that squat before I press. I'm going to start to do both at the same time. All right? 10 reps in whatever position your squat feels good in. Here we go. Pressing it overhead, still in that neutral position. Sit. Don't get to breathe. Last 2. Stay nice and upright, so I'm not letting my dumbbells pull me forward. I'm still pressing them directly overhead. Awesome. Okay, so in this next one, we are going to push our bottoms back into different positions. Now, on my numbered mat, I'm going to be pushing to 8 and 6, which are these 2 diagonals out of the back here. So I'm going to go for my squat, and I'm going to push my hips and my bum towards 8, and then I'm going to push them towards 7. So essentially, I'm putting more weight into my right hip and then my left hip as I press overhead. So 10 altogether, 5 on each side. Still pressing directly overhead. So what I don't want is my dumbbells to be pulling me forward at this point or going forward. We've got that to come later when we add in a different variable. So here we go, pushing those hips back and pressing overhead. There's a little hip shift. lean into each glute and each hip. Okay, last two. A bit awkward these, but it's part of it. Okay, pop those weights down for a second. Give your arms a little break. Grab yourselves a sip of water. So in the next round, the variables are going to stay the same, but our press is going to change. So instead of pressing straight up, we are now going to press wide. So taking those arms out wide into that nice V shape, but the variables are going to stay the same. So we're going to start off just stood here in this nice neutral position. We're going to press wide for 10. Here we go. Again, bringing it in with control, not letting them just fall back in. Almost like you're pulling them in with effort. Okay, two more. I'm holding that V for just a second. Last one. Lovely. All right, so now we're going to introduce that squat back in with the wide press. So again, squat doesn't have to be anything spectacular. Mine certainly isn't, because I'm actually a little bit bloated today, which is the information that you definitely wanted from me, but it just means that it feels a bit awkward to squat any lower than I am. So there we go. Lots of different reasons why somebody might not want to squat as low today. That's just mine. Here we go. 10 squat and wide press. That's it. Breathing. Last three. Perfect. Right. And then same as before. We're going to go for that wide press with hips shifting in that squat to different sides. Just going to have a couple of seconds more rest, because that did make my shoulders heat up quite a lot. Which I get it. That's why it's called a warm-up, because sometimes you feel warmer. But what people say about warm-ups isn't necessarily true. Here we go. 5 on each side. Pressing nice and wide. Pressing nice and wide. Hip shifting to one side. You might notice that your body prefers to shift weight into one leg than the other. That is completely normal. Rest it there, pop them down, grab a drink. Whew. So in this next one, the press is changing to a press in opposite directions. So it might require a little twist of the body just to get that going in opposite directions. It's quite hard to put an arm behind you without at least moving the torso, but that's fine, because it means that the core is going to have to get involved as well. So we are going to press opposite directions with a little twist of the core, and they are going slightly wide as well, just to make that more of a reach, like that. Okay, 5 on each side, 10 altogether. Here we go. Lovely, last 2, and 1. Awesome, that has made my shoulders ache a lot. Again, we're going to add in that small squat as we press in opposite directions. You might find that if you're twisting in your squat, that you may lose some range. So for me, I'll probably just look like I'm still standing up today. But here we go, again, 5 each way, 10 altogether. Squat and press in opposite directions. Keep breathing in and out. Last 2 and 1. Wonderful. Ow. Oh, yeah. I'm so glad I've got these tiny little dumbbells because there's no way I can do some heavy ones. I would love to know what you try it with and how you got on. As always, with these things, you can apply progressive overload to them. So if you revisited this with a slightly heavier set over time, your body would adapt and you would be able to achieve it. But it's never going to be your heaviest lift. Right. Shifting the foot. So as we press behind with the right, it's only going to feel natural to shift into the left leg and vice versa. So 5 on each side, 10 all together. Here we go. Shifting the weight into each hip. Pushing the bum backwards out of those numbers that I mentioned on the mat, through 8 and through 6. Let's have 2 more, just because I've massively lost count. Awesome. Relax it there. So if you would like to do more of those exercises, you can take the video back to the beginning and repeat those. You can either do them with heavier weights or keep them the same. And like I said, perfect for tacking onto the beginning of something heavier or before you do your heaviest overhead press, because it's going to make that seem way more simple and the body will go, yeah, do you know what? We can lift loads more weight in this one. So enjoy, let me know if you tried it, and if you've got any questions, drop them below or send me a message. Have a good day.